So before we make the 2.0 version of this Ali Viper, let's first visit the 1.0 modification that I did to this figure. So from its base or stock version from Hasbro, I took off the thigh pistol holster, the thigh magazine holder, the forearm knife, and I also did not make use of the Ali Viper backpack. So instead, I made a customized backpack for this Ali Viper wherein it would hold two batons, and I modified the submachine gun that this Ali Viper came with. So we're going to do another modification on this figure because somehow I'm just not a fan of the orange and blue. It's just too bright, and we have to tone this down a little bit. So with my reset order of Action Force Valaverse Urban Gear set, we're going to change the body armor on this Ali Viper figure with the body armor from this set. And as for the weapon system, we're going to think whether we're going to use some of the weapons from this weapons pack Charlie by Action Force, or retain the weapons that he already has on, especially the grenade launcher and the submachine gun and the two batons. But we still have other loose accessories we have on board, so we're going to see which accessories would still make this figure more aesthetically pleasing. So this is how the Ali Viper looks without the body armor. So as you could see, it has a very elongated neckline. So I guess that's going to be solved once we put on the new body armor from Action Force Valaverse. So this is the initial fit of the Urban Gear body armor with the Ali Viper. So far I'm liking how the fit on the figure is, but we're going to still boil and pop this figure and take the figure apart, and we're going to really modify this vest further so it's going to sit nice and flush on the torso of the figure. And I love how the body armor falls on the torso of the action figure, wherein it still allows movement, especially on the waistline and on the diaphragm joint. So we're going to, as much as possible, retain those two articulation points while adjusting the fit of this body armor to the figure. Presenting my updated version of G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Ali Viper. So the changes could be easily presented this way, with the shield down and the rifle off the hands, and the figure on a T pose. So basically, what did I retain in this action figure? It's just going to be the base body, the head sculpt, and the shield. So the rest of the things that you see on this action figure are already a new set. Oh, the other thing that I retained is going to be the baton. So the rest of the accessories that are on this figure are from Valaverse. So the vest is from Valaverse. The face shield is from Valaverse. The pistol holster and the knife is from Valaverse. So with the magazine caddy for the rifle and the thigh caddy holster. So with the backpack, that is not a Valaverse product, but that is from a G.I. Joe Classified Series version 1 Snake Eyes. Okay, so the primary weapon for this Ali Viper now is a FN Scar rifle with a underbelly M203 grenade launcher, since we have grenades attached to or molded onto the front of the vest. Instead of reutilizing this piece of the helmet of the Ali Viper, I used the Garrison Cavalry Trooper face shield because that has a relief cut on the eye portion, which actually makes sense if you have a face shield cover. It does not make sense to have a fully covered face shield like this. And if you have something like this, you're not going to utilize that in the field, but with this one that could be utilized. Okay, so let's put the visor up so we could take a look at the face of the Ali Viper. So you still retain that look. Actually, it's a nice looking head sculpt. Okay, so moving towards the body armor. So the changes that I made to the body armor: first, I cut off the knife that was placed on the back of the figure and resituated the knife to this section of the pistol holster or the thigh holster. So which makes sense to have the knife more accessible this way with your pistol. So the backpack could really sit flush on the back of the action figure. Okay, so as you could see, I also made cuts on this portion of the body armor. There is still one latching point actually, but I already cut it off because somehow it did not really complement the look of the action figure. So I just glued this portion over here, but before I glued that latching point, I first studied how the figure would articulate. So I gave a little bit of clearance before I glued this portion over here, so I could still manipulate the diaphragm cut and the waist articulation points. So for toy photography, this is still a very articulated figure, better than it was before. So on the body portion, I mean. Okay, so moving towards the leg area. So majority of the weapon system are on the leg area. So ammunition for the new rifle that I'm using for this Ali Viper. And we have the knife nicely situated on the front instead on the back, and we have the Maxim 9. So for equipment storage, so we have this backpack, and of course, since this figure looks more like a riot police with the shield and that kind of helmet, it's just nice to add on a little bit of flair to this action figure by retaining the baton. So this is now how my new Ali Viper looks. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure review.